Yes, I'm your host today, Seth Lawrence. The WHOW Morning Show is streaming to Facebook and YouTube. It's brought to you by Peterson Insurance, your Pekin Insurance agent in Clinton. My guest in this segment of the morning show is Bobbi Perryman, Executive Director of the Warner Library in Clinton. Good morning, Bobbi.
Good morning.
It is good to see you again. I love when you come out to the studio.
They let me out every once in a while.
That's awesome. Well, they should do it more often, I think, at least. So we appreciate you coming out and talking with us. And the library, how's it going? What's the fall been like for you guys?
It's been really good. We had an absolute banner summer. Lots of summer readers. We actually figured up the minutes that everybody read. It was like a year's worth of reading.
No kidding.
Over 2 months. So we were very excited. So August was kind of our take a breath period, but now things are starting back up in September. Business has been good. We've had more people in the doors than we did last year, which is what we really want. So very excited.
Yeah, for sure. Talk to me a little bit about just kind of coming out of COVID and what you're seeing at the library. What's the response from the community like? How about that from your perspective?
So, obviously COVID throws everybody for a loop, but it hasn't really changed the library that much. It has changed a little bit how people use the library. Something we started doing during COVID were grab and go kits, since we couldn't have programs. So like a little craft kit and a paper bag that you can take home.
Sure.
Those were so popular, we're still doing them. We do usually about 50 or 60 a month, and they're usually gone within the first couple of weeks. So this month we're doing macrame keychains, which I took one home because I'm very excited about that.
Huh, interesting.
But so that was one thing that changed. Obviously, people are using digital more. So ebooks, audiobooks, all of our online history. We have a lot of digitized archive items online that people access. So that's been great. But I also have noticed people just want to be out. They want to be out of their houses. So we've had great response to programs, people coming out for those. And there's something like holding a physical book in your hands.
Yeah, no question.
So book readership is going back up again. Door counts going back up again. People are wanting to get out again.
You know, you talked about those things out of COVID that you found to be successful, so you're continuing them on. Is it simply the grab and goes? Was there more that you tried during COVID?
So
and you said
we did some virtual programming, but we've suspended that because it just wasn't as used. People want to be there in person. We still do curbside checkout, which isn't used a lot, but the people who need it use it, and it's great. I know someone with kids, having little kids in the car, it's so much easier just to drive up somewhere and get something, not have to load them and unload them. So that is still an option for patrons. But I think a lot of people wanted the traditional services. They want to come to a program. They want to check out an actual book.
Sure.
So just feel normal again.
Absolutely. When you think about getting back to normal at the library, Bobbi, what does that look like for you? You know, you mentioned programs. Is there a specific program you look forward to having back again? How about that?
Well, one that's actually coming up that people are very excited to have again were book sales. Our book sales popular every year. During 2020, we couldn't have them. During 2021, we kind of did a paper bag, books and bags. You just bought the whole bag and took it home. So the friends have been working very hard, and we're going to have a traditional book sale in September. It'll be September 16th and 17th. So that's Friday and Saturday, 9 to 4 on Friday and 9 to 3 on Saturday. And on Saturday, it's very exciting because you can buy a bag for $1 and then fill up the bag with as many books as you want. And one thing that we do every year is we call it weeding, which is basically taking books out of the collection that aren't being read anymore. We didn't really weed much last year because with 2020, it kind of threw off our numbers. So we weeded a lot. So if you're a fiction reader, there's going to be a lot of fiction.
Yeah.
But please don't freak out if you come and see, oh no, there are empty shelves. We're getting rid of books. Like, no, we're making room for new.
Yeah. Talk about that process. How often are you buying new books, updating the collection? What does that process look like?
So we buy new books every month, usually as they come out every week, because new books are released on Tuesdays. Unless you're James Patterson, then they're on Mondays, and I don't know why. But
you and James Patterson just love that guy.
So we go through book review magazines, online reviews, and then patron recommendations, patron requests. We look at what our patrons are asking for, so we make sure that we have what they want. So I order in the books, we catalog them, we get them in our system and ready to go on the shelf. And that's a whole, we actually call it processing, because it's a whole process to get them ready. They come to us just like they do in the bookstore. So we have to add labels, we have to cover them, we have to put them in our computer system. And then I monitor their usage. And Corey does the same for the children and the young adult. If something's being used, great. If it's not, or it was used a whole bunch, but now everybody who wants to read it has read it, Then we pull it off the shelf to make room for something new.
Mm-hmm.
And then we give those to the friends of the library who organize the book sale, and they do a fantastic job.
Mm-hmm.
And then that money that's from the book sale goes right back into the library.
How often is a book or how long is a book in the collection typically?
It honestly just depends on the book. A new bestseller might be in the collection for about 5 years or so. Then everybody who's wanted to read it has read it and they're ready for the next thing. But we have books in our collection that we've had for decades.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
I've have some books that have been read 25 times and then they're gone. I've had books that have literally been read more than 100 times.
Mm-hmm.
So it just kind of depends on the item.
Interesting stuff. When you talk about deciding if a book is ready to be put into the book sale,
Mm-hmm.
do you have like a threshold number of like it hasn't been checked out in like 6 months, so we're going to pull it? Or
yeah, for fiction, it's usually like 2 to 3 years. If nobody's touched it in 2 years, it's gone. Nonfiction will keep a little bit longer, unless it's like medical, because then it's out of date. So we don't want, I remember once going to a library and pulling a book off the shelf about the Titanic and how they're hoping to find it. Well, this was back in around 2000. The Titanic was found in 1985. So something like that really needs to not be on the shelf anymore. So nonfiction, we will keep typically for 5 years unless it's out of date. And then we'll replace it with something new.
Sure.
And a lot of times with books, people judge books by their covers. They really do. And that's fine. But if it looks just old and nasty, if we replace it with the same thing but a brand new copy, it'll go out.
No kidding.
Yep.
Interesting. It's like putting the like prettiest apple at the front of the grocery store thing.
Absolutely. There. And we do book displays, and we'll often pull things that might not be circulating as well, just to get them in people's faces, and then they go.
Yeah, interesting. So front and center type of a thing.
Exactly.
That's so funny. Again, our guest is Bobbi Perryman, executive director of the Warner Library here in Clinton. You mentioned the book sale. That's what, the 16th and 17th?
Yep, that'll be the 16th and 17th. Yes.
You mentioned it goes back into the library.
Yes.
Talk a little bit about, do you earmark funds for anything specific this year?
So the funds are all controlled by the Friends of the Library, which is a nonprofit volunteer group. And they are wonderful because they do volunteer all of their time, and they decide what projects they want to fund. So we'll come to them with ideas, and then they will give us money. Sometimes it's buying new equipment for the library or paying for programs. This past summer, to celebrate the end of summer reading, we had a performer, Chef Bananas. He was fantastic, but the Friends not only helped pay for the programming, but they also bought Jimmy John's sandwiches for everybody who came to the program. So they gave everybody a sack lunch.
That's cool.
It was great. People loved it. So anything extra that the library needs, the Friends will fund.
Sure. Anything that you're saving, you're hoping they'll fund or support you in down the road?
We don't have anything specific right now, but I do know we also rely on them for a lot of volunteer work, which is great. So for this year, for Apple and Pork, we always have a booth on the library grounds on Center Street. And they're going to be helping us with setup and tear down, because we're giving away free books from actually courtesy of the Friends of the Library. So they'll help us with the setup for that, which is also fantastic.
That's great. So very good. When it comes to, I mean, this is really deep in the weeds question. I don't know why I'm asking it, but when it comes to pulling a book out of the collection, like, is there a regulatory thing you have to do you have to decommission the book or whatever it is?
We have to pull it out of our computer system. So all of our items have a barcode that's linked to a record in our computer system. We have to pull it out of our computer system, and then we just stamp it withdrawn, and we have security on all of our items. We have to disable that.
Right.
And it's a process. It's a process to get it in. It's a process to get it out.
See, and I didn't know if you had to register your books with a library registry at a state level or something like. So it really kind of is up to you guys.
It's up to us.
That's great.
It is. Public libraries in Illinois do have a decent amount of freedom when it comes to our collection.
Cool.
There are, in the library world, there's your core collection of things that you probably should have. So popular items and your Shakespeare and, the stuff that the library should have, the classics. But we try to tailor our collection to what our patrons need and what they want. I think of libraries, public libraries, as both a mirror and a window. So they reflect patrons back to themselves, but also give them a window to the wider world.
Right. Yeah.
So we have things that are about, Illinois and about the people who live in here, but we also have things about Zimbabwe. So you can see the wider world as well.
And I just see readers as in general, just more, not educated, I guess I should say, but a broader perspective in general. I mean, obviously there's outliers and such, but I feel like people that read have a really good perspective on a lot of things.
They do. Well, reading gets you in someone else's mind for just a short while. So you see other perspectives, which is just it helps make you a more rounded person.
Yes, that's a good way to put it.
Yes.
Well-rounded individual for sure. Well, Bobbi, I look at the clock. Let's take a time out here and we'll dive into a new subject when we come back. Did I miss anything on the Friends of the Library book sale?
Nope. That should be it. But again, that is going to be coming up on the 16th and the 17th.
All right, very good. So put it on the radar. That is the Friends of the Warner Library book sale. And in studio with us today is Bobbi Perryman, Executive Director of the Warner Library in Clinton. More to come with her on the morning show.
WHOW.
The Arcola Broom Corn Festival takes place September 9th through 11th in downtown Arcola, featuring the National Broom Sweeping Contest, huge broom corn parade, kitty tractor pull, 5K and 10K race, carnival rides, Miss Arcola Baby Pageant, and the Broom Corn Grand Marshal Bench Dedication. Live entertainment lineup from Big Guns, Whiskey River, Lady Luck, Tom Grassman, Duck Meeks, and Jake Worthington. Tune in to WHOW, the big 1520 AM, 92.3 FM, as we broadcast live from the Arcola Broom Corn Festival. Thanks to Combs Body Shop, located at 109 Industrial Drive in Arcola. Come see us for all your rust repairs.
Left untreated, winter annual weeds can become a big problem for soybean growers come springtime. Used in a fall burn-down tank mix, new Preview 2.1 SC herbicide can provide extended residual control of later germinating winter annuals for cleaner fields next spring. Preview 2.1 can also be used effectively in a pre-plant or pre-emergent program. Ask your retailer about Preview 2.1 herbicide from UPL, and always read and follow label directions.
DeWitt County's #1 source for local news is on the air and online 24 hours a day. The latest local news stories are heard every hour on Central Illinois' news station, the Big 1520 AM and 92.3 FM WHOW. Stream live at DeWittDailyNews.com. They're also heard every hour on the station that's your easy choice, 95.9 FM WEZC. And to read the latest local news on your electronic device, including tablets, iPhones, and smartphones, go to DeWittDailyNews.com. DeWitt County's #1 source for local news is on the air, online 24 hours a day.
Your friend in Central Illinois. WHOW.
Once again, a good morning. Thanks for being with us. I'm your host today, Seth Lawrence. Bobbi Perryman, Executive Director of the Warner Library, my guest in studio for this morning. National Library Card Sign-Up Month. Did I get it right?
You got it right.
Nice. That's September. Tell us about this.
So yes, for the full month of September, we celebrate libraries. So we encourage everyone to get a library card. If you live within the Vespasian Warner Public Library District, which is almost all of the Clinton School District, except for Tunbridge Township, you are entitled to a free card. You're paying property taxes to support the library, so you're entitled to a card. So we encourage you, if you don't have one or you had one that expired 10 years ago, please come in and get one. We have a little goodie bag for new patrons this month that we're very excited about. Also, if you had a library card, but you've lost it or it's gotten damaged, you just have no idea where it is, we're doing free card replacement for the month of September. We normally charge $1, which, isn't a huge amount, but we're still doing it for free.
Mm-hmm.
So again, if you've lost it and like, I don't want to deal with it, I'm embarrassed or whatever, please come in. We want you back. And we'll be happy to get you a new library card. So your library card gets you books, it gets you videos, video games, all kinds of things from our Library of Things collection. So metal detector, outdoor games, all kinds of stuff. And it also gets you access to our digital collection, so digital ebooks and audiobooks as well. So we really encourage you to come in and get a card.
The digital piece is what I've really tapped into a lot the last several years. So
wonderful.
Yeah.
And I know we have a lot of commuters who live in Clinton. And if you do audiobooks, we have Hoopla and Overdrive. I use Hoopla a lot.
Yep.
That you can just put right on your phone. And if you have Bluetooth, it goes right into your car.
Yep.
You can listen to audiobooks.
Yep. Long football, basketball road trips. That's the
Yes.
preference, is to pop on a book and listen to it. So and with the library card, I'm curious. Admittedly, I've had mine expire a couple of times. The first time I had just totally lost track of it, but the second time kind of caught me off guard. How long does that last?
So they last for 3 years.
Okay.
We just do that just to make sure you're still in our district and your address and your phone number is still correct. You keep your same number so you can just update. You can update in person or you can update over the phone.
Yep, that's what I've done. Easy enough.
It's super easy. It takes a couple of minutes just to confirm your information is correct, then you're good for 3 more years. And that's pretty standard. As far as how long they last. And I did want to mention one other thing really quick with Library Card Sign Up Month. That's a fun little game we have going on the children's floor, is we have hidden library cards, and they're decent size. I know you can't see my fingers on the radio, but we're going to go 3x5 size that are hidden somewhere on the children's floor. And if you find one, you can take it to the children's desk to get a prize. And I've heard a rumor that the fairies that live in the library might also have a miniature version of one hidden.
Hey, there you go.
So if you find that one, you get a prize.
All
and you
right.
get special bragging rights because it's tiny.
Yeah, very good. So check out the children's floor. And for the kids, are there kids library cards, or does it
Yes.
fall under like a family account
Nope,
type
kids,
thing?
once you're 5 years old, you get your own library card. Right now, we keep it at the circulation desk until you're in junior high, just so it doesn't get lost.
That's a good thing if it was my kids.
Yes. Yeah, mine too. So, but right now we keep it there. So you can just come when kids are ready to check out. They just get all of their stuff, take it to the desk, and give us their name, and then we'll check out their items for them. So they get their very own library cards.
All right, very good. So, and I know the digital piece has really expanded, the last several years, and probably COVID really put that on the radar of a lot of people.
Well, and when we were shut down, like fully shut down because of COVID, we were still a digital library. We still existed, and we were doing online just digital cards. And we had a lot of patrons sign up who hadn't had library cards before, just because they were stuck at home and bored and wanted to be able to get access to ebooks and audiobooks, which is great.
Yeah, a lot of options there, and it grows almost with every release and things. So
it does.
Yeah, absolutely. So anything else? Library card registration month, anything like that you want to talk about,
Well,
Bobbi?
I do want to mention we do have a lot of events going on in September as well. Story times are coming back. So Wednesdays and Fridays at 10 a.m. we have stories and songs for little ones. We have adult programs and teen programs. You can find all of that on our website, vwarner.org. You can also follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram for library updates as well.
Sure. You mentioned 24th, 25th. You're going to be at Apple and Pork.
Yes.
What is Apple and Pork all about for the library?
So we actually own green space on Center Street, the 300 blocks right across from the old Save Lot, and we rent it out. And we use that. We don't get a huge amount of money, but it's a great time to connect with the community and a little bit of extra funds for the library. So we'll have vendors on the grounds. So we will actually be closing the library building on the Friday before Apple and Pork at noon. So the vendors can have a chance to set up. We'll be closed all day Saturday. But come and visit us at our booth. We're giving away free books courtesy of the Friends of the Library, and we'll have library information, and then of course all of the vendors that you can visit. We used to be open long ago before my time on Apple and Pork, but parking was a nightmare, and apparently we were a glorified bathroom. So the board decided it probably just makes more sense for us to be closed.
Sure. When it comes to Apple and Pork weekend, is it just more about awareness, getting yourself out there?
Absolutely. Library advocacy, because we know we get a lot of people who aren't our patrons, but they have communities with libraries, so we want them using libraries as well. And something that we might talk about a bit more next month, but I'll touch on very quick that we're participating in this year is a library crawl. So libraries in our part of the state, so central Illinois all the way down to the south that are in our library system, are going to have passports where you can go and visit other libraries and get a little stamp in your passport and see what the other libraries are like. So we're excited to participate in that this year.
And with small town libraries, there's a lot of history in those.
Oh, absolutely.
And that's a reason on its own to visit some of those places.
Absolutely. And public libraries are so unique from community to community. It's going to be different.
Right.
So I'm one of those nerds who likes to visit libraries when I go to other towns because I want to see what they're doing.
Yeah.
Libraries are also very good at stealing from each other. We do that a lot. So we take great ideas
in good faith, though, right?
Absolutely.
Yes, sure.
We share.
Yes.
We share great ideas with each other. It's a wonderful community. So we're excited for the library call and to see what patrons come to visit us from other libraries and what our patrons might see at other libraries that we can do at ours.
I grew up in Lincoln. That library is very unique. I know up the road in Atlanta, they've got a really great facility. So yeah, it's and like I said, these small towns, the libraries are just kind of this natural place of history on top of being a place to get books and such.
Well, and even here in DeWitt County, you have our library with our history section, but I know Waynesville has a small library, but they have a great local history collection. Same with Weldon and Farmer City. So even here in DeWitt County, we have some great little public libraries.
Absolutely. Bobbi, about 3 minutes here with you. Anything else you want to mention? Maybe new releases? What's the latest James Patterson that's coming out?
I've so lost track of, but we do have all of our new releases on our website, including Rachel Devers, who does our website, is amazing, and she links all of them so you can see what new movies are coming out in September and what new books, and click on the link. It'll take you right to our catalog. We also have our Share app, which I don't know.
What is a Share app?
So Share is the library system that we're in, and the app is basically the library on your phone. So with the Share app, you can access your online account. You can make requests. You can renew items. You can also, in a bookstore, scan an ISBN of any book to find out if the library has it. And
now this is new.
This is new.
I've never heard about this before. You're kind of breaking some news, but you're telling us a first time.
One of the things that I like, it's called Share Mobile Library.
Okay.
Which again, I know nobody can see on the radio, but one of the things I like is you can put multiple cards. So I have my card and my son's. So, and I have my mom's because she's constantly asking me since I work at the library, hey, can you get XYZ for me? And of course I forget by the time I'm at work. So I can just pull it up on the app and order things for her. We have a virtual display on the app, and again, you can click on any of these and it'll take you right to our catalog. You can find the nearest libraries, and something new that we have is self-checkout there at the bottom, so you can actually check out items with your phone.
No kidding.
Now this is still in testing phase, so it's
some kinks in there,
but once it gets going, you can just take your phone, put it on a book, it checks it out for you.
No kidding. That's fabulous. That's going to make things a lot easier for a lot of people.
Yes. So it's got to be iPhone 7 or above, and then any Android that has the newest Android.
You almost lost me there, Bobbi. I was like, wait, is this not on Android?
No, it is on Android. So it's
right.
just called Share Mobile Library.
All right.
Is what it's called, but it's a really cool app.
Now, when you get on there initially, do you need to like register as your favorite library as Warner Library?
Well, actually, all you have to do is put in your library card number and your 4-digit PIN. If you don't know it, please give us a call and we can get you set up with that. And then it'll automatically see that you're a Vespasian Warner patron.
Perfect. Very good. So easy enough. Awesome.
Yes.
Well, thanks for sharing that with us. That's great. 30 seconds. What did I miss today?
I think that's everything. Just please come and visit us at 310 North Quincy. We're happy to see you. Be sure to go to our website, vwarner.org, for information, and follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter.
Very good. Bobbi Perryman is the executive director of the Warner Library in Clinton, our guest in studio today. The morning show streams to Facebook and YouTube, brought to you by Peterson Insurance, your Pekin insurance agent in Clinton. Network news on the way on the WHOW morning show. If you missed our conversation with Bobbi today, just check it out on Facebook and YouTube. All these videos go archived. You can access those there, or check out our website as well, DeWittDailyNews.com. Network news is next.
WHOW.